Welcome back to the Mouse Gun Guy. Here on the channel, we like to talk about the history and relationship of the firearms that we look at. So today we're going to start with the Astra Cub and get into some other guns. First of all, this is the Astra Cub. Here's the box that it came in. It was imported by Firearms International in Washington, D.C., not to be confused with F.I.E. The Astra Cub is made in Spain by the Astra Company, which I think made some really good guns over the years. Astra and Star, I think, were two of the better Spanish gun makers. And this is an unusual firearm. You can see it has the mag release here on the side of the grip instead of on the heel release like most European-made guns. It's a single action only, has a 7-round magazine that weighs 12 ounces, just a very beautiful and well-made firearm. Plastic grips, checkered. Well, after World War II, Colt needed to replace the Colt 1908, which had been their flagship 25 caliber. And so instead of coming up with their own design, they went to Astra and worked out a deal where the Astra Cub would become the Junior Colt. So they made a deal where Astra just made an Astra Cub in Spain and rebranded it as a Junior Colt, and then Colt imported it for sale in the U.S. You can see it's the same gun. If you look at the metal, the grips are different. The Colt has the checkered walnut grips with the Colt medallion, and you can see it has a little rim around it, kind of like what it has here on the plastic grips. And on the gun itself, it says Junior Colt. We always call it a Colt Junior because we're used to saying the brand first and then the model number. But the gun actually says Junior Colt, 25 caliber. On the other side, it has the Colt manufacturing, even though Colt had nothing to do with manufacturing or assembling the gun. You can see here right next to the trigger, made in Spain for Colts. And then the serial number, this is 39649CC. The CC follows the numbers in all the guns that were made in Spain. And so this became a popular firearm in the U.S. Until the 1968 Gun Control Act, which forbade the import of guns like this. And so what was Colt going to do? Well, they came up with a workaround, and Colt made a deal with Astra to continue to import the parts, but again, they did not assemble them. They had these made by Firearms F.I.E., as I understand, not Firearms International. They had a plant in Accokeek, Maryland. And so F.I.E. imported these and imported the parts, and then they assembled them and they put Colt's name on it. But now it has the Colt manufacturing on the left side of the slide here. On the other side, it has just Colt Automatic caliber 25. And the serial number begins with an OD. This is 105703. So it's the same gun. Okay, Astra made it, made the parts, and F.I.E. assembled them. You know, I'm not 100% sure they didn't mean Firearms International. The source I read said F.I.E., but I probably need to verify that some more. But for now, let's just say F.I.E. since that's what I had come up with. As I said, I am not an expert. I'm a student, and I'm always learning myself. You can see a little bit of difference in the shape of the grips. It doesn't have that little rim around it here that Astra had on the grip. It's just more of a plain checkered grip. Still has the Colt medallion, and it's still a beautiful little gun. So this was made between 1973 and 1971 and 1973. This one was actually made in 1973 according to the serial number, and this Junior Colt imported and made by Spain. It was made in 1966 according to the serial number. So Colt quit making it in 1973. And of course it had been made by F.I.E. So F.I.E. decided, if you're not going to make it, then we'll make it. And they made a model called the Best. This is the F.I.E. A-27, model A-27, caliber 25, F.I.E. Miami, Florida. And here's the serial number A804656. Okay, let's put it next to the Colt Automatic. You can see it is the same gun. This is made Astra parts and made by F.I.E. This is Astra parts and assembled by F.I.E. Same gun, made by the same companies, just with a different imprint on them. This side just has F.I.E. logo there, and they replaced, of course, the Colt medallion with an F.I.E. silver medallion, still in the same spot. So we're going to see 4 guns here. These are all made by Astra. Okay, the parts were all made by Astra, manufactured by Astra. This one is the Astra Cub, and the Junior Colt were both made and assembled in Spain by Astra. Okay, now you have the Colt Automatic and the F.I.E. A-27, the Best. They're both made from Astra parts and assembled by F.I.E. However, this one cost a lot more than this one. And I've seen this referred to as the Colt tax. Even though these two exactly the same and these two exactly the same as far as parts and assembly, this one is going to be the least expensive of these 4, and this one would be the most expensive. This one would be second. It has the Colt tag, and then this one would probably be the 3rd most expensive. But they're all the same gun, made by Astra, the parts made by Astra. These 2 assembled by Astra, these 2 assembled by F.I.E. Thank you for taking a look at some of the history of the Cub, the Astra Cub, and the Junior Colt.